Excuse me, sir, but are you sure I can't help you?
I'll have a dog biscuit. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, sir. I think you must have forgotten to pay for something. You know, people often ask me what makes me laugh. And I usually say to them, P.G. Wodehouse. Because, what was it Graham Greene said about P.G. Wodehouse? I'll be paraphrasing a little bit, but Wodehouse creates an Eden for us to live in and enjoy. And I was sitting up in bed the other night reading Tally-Ho Jeeves.
What?
And Tally-Ho Jeeves, it's the one where the pig joins the tennis club.
No, that's right. No, I mean, before that. What, where were you sitting, exactly?
I was sitting up in bed.
Oh. And what time was this then?
Well, I don't know. There was a Chopin retrospective on Radio 3, so I suppose about 10:30, something like that. Anyway.
It was an early night, was it?
It was about average, as it happens.
Yeah, you're drinking Ovaltine, were you?
Well, I was drinking cocoa.
Oh, you're drinking cocoa?
Yeah. So is there actually something funny about this? Because
this is all a bit far-fetched,
well,
it?
it happens to be the truth.
Well, the
actually.
truth is, Mel, when everybody else is struggling through the rush hour, you're stuck in some sweaty basement drinking vodka and night nurse.
Only on Tuesdays.
Everybody knows what you're like.
Look, you don't want to believe everything you read in the Chatham, Rochester, and Gillingham News, Griff.
Why do you have to pretend to be something you're not? That's all.
I'm not.
Well, you are.
I'm not.
People will have such hypocritical standards about things that don't matter, things that everybody does.
Such as?
I mean, things like... No, well, I mean, you know, things like staring at young girls.
What?
Well, I mean, we all do it, but...
Do you?
Yeah, well, I mean, not me, obviously.
No.
Yes, yeah, I suppose I do it. Yes, I do it. I stare at young girls occasionally.
Occasionally?
Yes, occasionally a young girl goes by and I always stare at her.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to be ashamed of.
Well,
in
no,
that.
no, of course not.
No. You do it?
I don't do
You do!
Don't.
Oh, you liar! You do, Mel Smith. A slip of a thing in a gym slip of a thing, or a drum majorette with a little and the long leg. And
Look,
you
hold
look.
on.
You look.
Hang on.
You do not.
How old are these girls?
Well, I'm not talking about children. I mean, they're 16.
Well, thank God for that.
Well, they look as if they could pass.
Yeah, well, anyway, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Griff Rhys-Jones, honest, right up to the end of his career, which is, of course, what you've just been watching.
Yes, I have been honest. And I think there are some people who would like to see me congratulated for it.
Well, I think there's somebody who'd like to see you prosecuted for it, actually.
But I just got to ask this. I mean, you telling me that you haven't got any little secret things at all?
Well, there is a thing I like to do, but it's in the privacy. It's in the privacy of my own bedroom.
And what is it?
I don't think people.
Well, come on, I was honest, wasn't I? I was honest. Come on, what is it?
Okay, there are occasions when I like to turn the lights down low, and I take my clothes off, and I slide between the sheets.
Well, this is naked, isn't
Well, obviously it's naked if I take my clothes off. And I lie there.
Yeah. And what do you do?
I pour cocoa down my throat, read P.G. Wodehouse, and listen to Radio 3.
Well, and that is your shameful little secret, is it?
Well, it would be if there were a couple of drum majorettes in there, obviously, but...
What do you think?
Nonsense.
What do you think of the
Sing.
accusation? The accusation that
Sing.
members of
Sit
Parliament...
down.
Gentlemen, the accusation
Sit down.
that members of Parliament
Sing.
are behaving like farmyard animals.
What exactly can I do for you, Mr. Pritchard?
I'm looking for a completely new type of bank account.
I see.
I want a current account that pays interest. But if I go overdrawn, I don't expect to pay any bank charges. When I come into the bank, I expect all the cashiers to stand up and say, "Good morning, Mr. Pritchard." I want you to stop raising your eyebrows in that condescendingly smug manner. And that tie will have to go. I want use of your house at weekends and your car anytime. I want a plumber who comes when he says he will, and an erection that lasts slightly longer than 2.5 minutes. I'd like to request my mother, who's 73 and doesn't get out as much as she used to. Love you, Mum. And 3 extra pointers. And I want world peace, an end to all poverty and starvation, and a speedboat.
Yes, I think that can be arranged, no problem.
Thank you very much.
Now, can you let go of my bollocks, please?
Olympus, luxurious home of ancient Greece's first family, the gods. Starring Ed Bagels as Laius, king of Thebes, Linda Masseuse as his wife, Queen Jocasta, and Marvin Garvin as their son, Oedipus. Greg Posture as Theseus, Prince of Athens, and Ogden Barrymore Jr. as the Minotaur. Alexander Q. Textile III as Daedalus, and Eric Mayfair as Icarus, his son. Dick Blouse as Perseus, and Kylie Wiley as his fiancée Andromeda. Doug Douglas as the adventurer Odysseus. Morgan Bottoms as Aphrodite, goddess of love. Meryl Catty as Hera, troubled queen of Olympus. And Charlton Wigg as her husband Zeus in all his many forms.
Oedipus,
Yes, Father?
marriage is a joy and a blessing. Your mother, Jocasta, and I, we've been together now for 20 wonderful years. And now we think it's your turn.
When are you moving out?
No. The point is, we have arranged your marriage for tomorrow.
Now, hold on just a minute there. Who am I marrying?
Andromeda.
Andromeda, but she's engaged to Perseus.
Perseus won't be any trouble. Zeus has sent him off to slay the Medusa.
The Medusa, the snakehead Gorgon who turns men to stone as soon as they look at them.
That's the one. That boy Perseus is dead granite. Look, would you keep it still? It's gonna come out all blurred.
Well, Hera, how apt that you, Queen of Olympus, and I, Goddess of Love, should be here at the wedding of the age, Oedipus and Andromeda. Such a pity your husband Zeus couldn't make it.
Hera, Aphrodite, I got here as soon as I could.
Zeus! You mean that's not you in the shape of a sheep?
If you're not my husband,
Who are you? And why didn't you tell me last night?
Jocasta, my queen, this is the happiest day of my life.
Oh, mine too, Laius, my king. Let's just hope there's no unforeseen catastrophic disaster to ruin it.
If any man knows any just cause or impediment why Oedipus and Andromeda should not be joined together in holy matrimony, let him come upon the scene and declare himself now.
I do.
Icarus, my long-lost son. So it was you languishing beneath those bandages at Thebes Memorial Hospital.
No, Father. I'm up here.
Oh. So who's there?
Perseus.
My fiancé! My lover!
My long-lost son.
The cousin they told me I could never have.
Yes, Perseus, here to reclaim my betrothed Andromeda.
I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to leave quietly, sir.
He killed him.
He can't do that. He had a speaking part. Hold it right there, Perseus.
We're saved.
Who is that? Odysseus.
Odysseus, look out! He's got a Medusa's head!
My God, he's pulled out the pin.
That thing could go out at any minute! Aeolus! Zeus, duck!
Good thinking.
Is this the twilight of the gods? Will anyone survive into the next series? Or will the Medusa's hedge turn them all to stone? If so, will the viewers notice the difference? And does anybody really care?
Crime is on the increase, and the prisons are full to bursting point. I mean, what should we be doing here? Are we trying to punish people, or should we be trying to rehabilitate them and educate them and teach them how to make little raffia table mats or something? I mean, what do you think?
Well, surely, I mean, the fact is that the prison system doesn't work.
Quite
Oh,
right.
rubbish,
That's right.
rubbish,
I think
rubbish.
No, I mean, if you look at it this way, I mean, some poor old spiv, right? You put him in jail during the war. 40 years later, he comes out. He's bound to return to the only way of life he knows.
What, stealing nylons and selling ration coupons on the black market?
Yes, he's in trouble, isn't he? He's in trouble.
But
That's the whole
what I'm
point.
asking is, what is the alternative, right?
Have you never heard of community service?
Oh, I've refused to pay that.
I sat on the bench, right? I sat on the bench, okay, as a JP. And I remember we had an octogenarian, decrepit old man come in to see us, and he committed a crime solely in order to get himself put back in jail with the only friends he had.
Oh. Was this Lord Longford?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. You see, it seems to me the problem with the legal system actually is it's based on precedent, right? I mean,
That's
whatever,
right,
you know,
yes.
whatever some crackpot old judge did, you know, in the past, another crackpot old judge can do again today.
I'd like to ask you a question.
Yeah, go on.
Has anyone here ever broken the law?
I once killed somebody. I don't talk about it much. I was on holiday, and it was an accident, really. I lost my temper, picked the pillow up. The funny thing is, it was over something so trivial.
And what happened?
Oh, well, I didn't let it spoil my holiday.
Yes, but since the war, don't you think there's been an increase in senseless violence?
Oh, senseless violence. You know, just the other day, I saw two men in Trafalgar Square in broad daylight hitting each other about the head with a halibut. Now, that's what I call senseless violence.
Yeah. Well, they were on drugs, obviously. They had a habit.
No, they had a halibut.
It's the root cause of most crime today. You see, a young man gets on heroin, right? You know, I mean, he could be looking for £4,000 a day, right? Now, he's only got two choices. Either he could become managing director of one of our great multinational companies, or resort to crime.
Yes, well, become an estate agent.
Exactly.
I really, really don't understand the world we live in.
No, darling, you don't, do you?
Do you know that 90% of all robberies are done with sawn-off shotguns?
The police should be issued with sawn-off bulletproof vests.
No, the police should be armed.
Oh, come off it. We all know a shoot-to-kill policy doesn't work.
No, but a dress-to-kill policy might.
Yes, yes, I'd be dead scared of a 6-foot copper in a cocktail dress.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, I mean, but surely the punishment should fit the crime.
Yeah,
well, that's...
Exactly. In Iran, it does, doesn't it? I mean, a pickpocket in Iran, if he's caught picking a pocket or two, right, they cut his hand off.
And if he steals again?
Well, they cut his hand off.
And if he offends for a third time?
Well, he's bloody clever, I know that much.
Is that your foot in my handbag?
Exactly.
But what if someone commits computer fraud?